Alright, now what I went around and did was I took care of the tail. The tail can come down a little bit more. It looks like it's curved out a little bit. You make that tail a little smaller if you want. I'm going to kind of round off everything here. And I took all the hard spots off, the rough spots. And I just did the design for the feet. There's going to be 1, 2, 3 up here. And what I simply do with that is you can either do it with a knife or you can do it with a little V tool, which is this. And just make 1, 2, 3. Okay? For the paw. Same here. 1 in the middle, 2 on either side. That's it. Okay? That's the end of the paws. The nose, we need to put a little hole here at the nose, so we're going to put one there and one there. And I have a set of these dockyards. I'm using a number V3 dockyard. Now, just a short story about that. Dockyard said they were going out of business, and they were back in business, and I think they said that once before, and somehow this past year I was getting my own supply of these through a supplier, and then all of a sudden, no, Dockyard was going out of business, and now they are back in business. So, but everything is 10% more. That's the only problem with that. And I can get these for you. If you want me to order these, I can. The V3 is probably the most that I use. There are 5 that I use exclusively out of a set of 10 that I bought years ago. And I do, I'll try to have those up for sale again about a couple months from now. Once I talk to the supplier again and get some prices and see if we can work out an arrangement. But and I believe I'll be able to. He seems very willing to deal and to work with me on that. But a V3 is one that I use, and I also use a G15, and I use that for the nose. So these are little round. I don't know if you can see that. It's a very, very small round gouge. Okay. A rounded gouge. So I use that for the nose. So on one side of the nose, I'll go in, and I'll come down, just like so. All right, and I'll do the same thing with the other. And if it's not exactly the same height, I go back and redo it. And then I take the point of the knife, and I just kind of snap it out, just like so. And now I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. Going a little deeper. Let me do it back here and make sure I have it right. Clean it up a little bit. Okay, there's the nose, I mean the hole in the nose, okay, on either side. So you can go with a little bit bigger if you want, but I like this G15. It works really well. Now I have the feet drawn out, as you see. I have 3 loops here. Okay, 2, 3. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to round off the foot. So we're going to take this, and we're just going to take off that hard edge all the way around the foot. All right, just like so. Don't get all freaked out by doing that, but I'm just rounding off his foot. His foot isn't flat. They're a little bit rounded on the bottom, so I came up with this idea before. All right, so what I do is I take my V tool, okay, my 3V that you see here. All right, and I mark these holes around. So what I'm gonna do is just do one there. All right, and do the edges a little bit. And I'm going to follow my lines very carefully. Now, if your tool is sharp enough, you should be able to go in any direction at all with this. Okay. And then we'll do this one here. I'll show you one foot, and I'll do the other foot offline. You can make these a little bit deeper. This is like the heel bottom of the foot. Just my design. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. Do whatever is comfortable for you and whatever you'd like to do. Alright, so that's the foot. Alright, I'll do the other side exactly the same. I'll round off the edges and all that. Now I want to go back up to the ears for a second. Now I did one side. Let me figure out which side I did. Oh, I did this side. We want to undercut this to make this look deeper. Okay, see how I have this look deeper over here than over here? I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so what we want to do is right underneath the ear, here we're going to go right straight in, just like so. We're going to cut under the foot, up from the face, and we're just going to, I don't know if you saw that chip out of there. Okay, just a little bit deeper. Alright, that's what it looks like. And we're going to go up just a tad because we're going to just go up a little higher. There we go. See how we just undercut that? That makes things look deeper. And then underneath here, under the ear, I'm going to cut a little bit out. What I want to do is where the end of the ear was, I'm just going to take my knife and just slice a little bit up underneath and poke that out and clean it up under there. You can do that later on. Same thing back here. I'm just undercutting under the ear. All right. And a little bit away from that. Let's see if we can pop that out of there. There we go. I'll clean that up when I get offline. I can see it better than when I can see it now. So, all right. So that's pretty well it for the dog and the body portion of it. The head's a little square, so I'm just gonna try to scoop a little more out on either side. Make it a little more rounded. Let me take a look at something here. I'm just going to go down a tad more, and don't freak out about this. I'm just going to try to, so it's a little more shaped, and then we'll redo the top of the ear for a second. I like that better. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my knife to do the little indentation, and what I'm doing is I'm turning my knife as I'm doing this. And you can take your V tool to do it as well, but it just gives it a little bit of a duller look to it. Okay, that I like. All right, now you want to be careful not to put the eyes up too high. And my eyes are all basically the same when I do all my animals. I do one line down, going down across, and then I do a little half C, or a little bit of a corner there at the end, and up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it just a tad. This is too heavy of a sprayer. I usually have one that's a little bit more of a mist thing to it. Alright. Now the one thing with the spray, you don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo it, you'll end up having it check on you, meaning it may, as it dries, especially on the ends, it may separate and start cracking on you. That can be a problem, and that does happen from time to time. So just be conservative when you use the spray. You know, you can spray it once really quick and let it soak and then start carving it. You should be okay. I would say out of 100, I have maybe 3 that actually do some checking on me. I'll be right back.